Everyone's been lending a hand to make sure today's FA Cup football could go ahead. Good evening. No postponements in the Cup today thanks to a lot of willing workers, and we've got some tremendous action for you tonight. We're at Fratton Park, where we'll see Portsmouth's Guy Whittingham. 7 goals in the last 2 rounds of the Cup from him. Spurs and Paul Gascoigne the opponents. We all know what he can do. Neil Warnock, on his way downhill here, has been leading Notts County on the way up. We'll see them against Manchester City, for whom Irish international Niall Quinn has been showing top form. And on this 5th round weekend, the continuing saga of Leeds and Arsenal in round 4. You might fancy Cambridge for the boat race, not usually for the Cup, but they got to the 6th round last year and they were trying to do it again today. One of the 2nd Division's top side, Sheffield Wednesday, were barring their way. And the man with the longest contract in the Football League, Dario Gradi of Crewe. How would his team, struggling in Division 3, get on at West Ham? We'll have ex-Hammer Trevor Brookings' comments later. But our first action comes from Fratton Park. Portsmouth struggling in Division 2 against Tottenham, whose hope of honours in this difficult season. Before we see the match, let's hear about the man who's turned the club's fortunes around, their manager Neil Warnock. And the reporter is Ray Stubbs.
Notts County manager Neil Warnock has no problem with any suggestion his team live in the shadow of the forest. He feels some people can't see the wood for the trees. County can make the top flight too. They've certainly grown in stature since he took over in January 1989. County were then 20th in Division 3. Now they're in with a shout at Division 1, and hoping a cup tie with Manchester City is merely a rehearsal for matches to be played next season. In management, Warnock has worked his way through the leagues. He was a non-league Burton Albion in 1985. From there he went to Scarborough and took them into the Football League. Many managers claim to be psychologists. Not many can claim they're chiropodists. There's more to Neil Warnock than meets the eye or the toe. Now he's virtually hung up his clippers, but has seen his team make steady progress, enough to warrant other clubs showing interest in him. And really, it's not surprising. In round 3, Hull were no match for Warnock's talented youngsters and experienced professionals. A 5-2 away win was as convincing as it sounds. In round 4, last year's semi-finalist Oldham were taken on and beaten. 2-0 the scoreline. So how has Warnock prepared his players for the challenge of First Division opposition in round 5? It's quite simple. For Notts County, it was Ski Thursday.
This one here.
You often prepare for big games like this?
Every week. We go to a dry ski slope when there's no snow.
I'll stand next to you. Your players have a...
2 o'clock this afternoon, lads. Don't worry, I'll get my own bike.
I can see your players have a lot of respect for you.
Yes, they do, yeah. They don't get many chances to hurt me. So when they get the opportunity, they sometimes take it. Have to excuse me moving, but I'm watching them behind you.
Your preparations for big games are slightly unorthodox?
Yeah, I think so. Excuse me 1 minute.
You weren't a goalkeeper either, you were a winger.
That's right, yes. Yeah, it's just a little bit of fun, that's all. Training gets a bit monotonous if you're not careful, and at times we've got a good set of lads and they enjoy something like this. It just adds to the spice, doesn't it, really? They're big kids, aren't they?
The high spirits at Notts County are understandable. Under Neil Warnock, County have climbed from third bottom in Division 3 to the fringes of promotion to Division 1 in just 2 years and are now enjoying a full house at Meadow Lane for this FA Cup tie. 2 changes have been forced on County, with fullback Dean Thomas suspended. New signing Alan Paris makes his full debut. He'll wear number 7 but play at left back, trying to contain David White. And striker David Regis is cup tied, so Gary Lunds continues his role of playing just in the FA Cup matches. City's player-manager Peter Reid has opted not to make his comeback today after a recent knee operation, and his surprise omission even from the substitutes is because City fear that the ground here may frost over in the second half. Manchester City in their famous blue shirts start this FA Cup tie, having been drawn away 3 times in succession, and may well reflect that neighbours Manchester United played all their cup ties away last season and went on to win the trophy at Wembley. The Neil Warnock style of management can sometimes be unorthodox. He had his team talk with the players an hour before kick-off in the corner of a crowded supporters club bar. Harding was pushed in the back. Bartlett, Redmond has to be quick. And again, well, nobody pulled out of that one. City's captain, Steve Redmond, happy to hook that back to Tony Coton. And it's a real full-blooded cup tie. And Dean Yates is penalised. Pushing the back of Niall Quinn as they both jumped. And City with a free kick. 4 in the wall, 3 in a runner. That's Harper and Megson together. Ward takes it. Oh, he struck it well. Cherry got his body behind it, but he just couldn't hold it. Poynton, will he keep this in? No, he didn't. The referee was right on the spot. But that was a beautifully struck free kick by Mark Ward. White's away for the first time, and Paris is behind him. It's the first time the City number 7 has got forward. Fabulous save by Cherry from Mark Ward. Brilliant. How did he keep that out? Well, that will really have delighted Steve Cherry, because he's not got happy cup memories against Manchester City, and his times with Walsall and Plymouth conceded 19 goals in 5 different cup ties that he played against Manchester City. Well, he'll be proud of that stop. Poynton with a little bit of space. Good run by Mark Ward and a good ball to find him. Allen. Oh, good turn by Allen. Fine brave save by Cherry. What's happened? Well, it got away from the keeper after he'd made a brave save at the feet of Clive Allen. Hit the post, and as players looked at the referee, nobody was quite sure what had happened. County finally scrambled it behind for a corner. Ward will take it. They haven't cleared their own penalty area yet. Hendry, Harper, and that came off Draper. What a fine ball that was by Poynton to pick out Mark Ward. And Clive Allen, a really good turn in the penalty area, and Cherry saving bravely head first, and it was Paris who scrambled it off the line. Harding. There's nobody available on that right side, and he looked and he should have seen, because he's put Poynton away. Ward. City enjoying a good end to the first half, and that's a strong tackle by Harding, who set up City's attacking position in the first place with a loose ball and a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. And they don't think that Bartlett's 10 yards away. And it certainly doesn't look as though he is. Teed up for Redmond. Oh, fine shot, great save. Quinn A double save from Cherry. What a hero. No wonder the county players are quick to congratulate their keeper. Cherry threw up his hands and then was quick enough to block Niall Quinn's effort. Quinn won the header, but he was climbing on the back of Dean Yates' free kick. Well, Steve Cherry cost £70,000 when Notts County bought him from Plymouth in February 1989. Former England youth international during his earlier days at Derby County. And what a save that was. The 7 in the wall, it's teed up by Ward to Redmond, and it's a real full-blooded shot. Instinctive save, and twice the second effort from Quinn. And the craggy features of Peter Reid, now 34, who's missed the last 4 games, and having to provide the influence this afternoon from the dugout. Tony Book in the background. Forward by O'Riordan. No offside. Turner and Bartlett's the quickest. He's got clear sight of Coulton, and he's put it over. Oh, Bartlett, what a turn of heel he has. He just outruns them. Little head down, he took it in his stride, good control on his thigh, and then poor finish. Quinn. Harper. This is Ward. White's gone down the middle. That's a great ball to find him. David White. And Cherry stopped it again. And it ends with a free kick to Notts County. But how much more is there to say in this half about Steve Cherry? David White was put clear down the middle by that intelligent break and that intelligent ball by Mark Ward. And it was just the outstretched foot of Steve Cherry which took that one away. Ward battling in midfield. They're looking for Bartlett. He's kept his balance. Now we're going to get a goal. He's chipped it over the bar. Well, I think he's claiming that he was held at the beginning by Colin Hendry, but it didn't seem to matter. He still got away from Hendry. Again, he took it a little bit wide, perhaps. Coulton off his line, tried to chip him, a yard too high. This is Short. This is Harding. And this is Bartlett. And this is Turner, the captain. Will he do better? Oh, he's missed. It's impossible to keep count of all these scoring opportunities that have been missed at both ends. This time it's Phil Turner, clean through the middle. And always going, drifting wide of the post. Allen, taken away from him by O'Riordan. This is Megson, and there's space on the right for Ian Brightwell. Chipped out. Header out was by Shaw. This is Ward. It's blocked. I think it hit Clive Allen in the end. Oh, and Draper makes a good, strong, quick break from Phil Turner, and this is Bartlett. Nice little back heel for his captain. Oh, Coulton. Well, it starts in the second half exactly the way it finished in the first. City nearly score at one end. County break quickly and nearly do the same at the other. Neat little layback there by Bartlett for Phil Turner, and the ball dipped wickedly. They all appeal, and it's City's ball, and Poynton runs to take it quickly. Clive Allen, good tackle. Megson, blocked by Craig Short. Harper, oh, it hit the woodwork, and he's hit the post again. Niall Quinn. Oh, what a catalogue of incidents. A Fabulous shot by Harper that thumped against the woodwork and seemed to rebound onto Cherry. He did really well to get a grip of it. It beat him completely, hit the back of his legs. He's not sure where it is. Niall Quinn gets on the end of it. He hits the post. And finally Cherry's happy to grab it. Well, you get the feeling in this match, the ball is just destined not to go into the net. Well, Notts County's biggest gate since 1982, and they've certainly had value for money and excitement. Palmer, O'Riordan, Turner, good turn, Turner, still Turner, left foot, couldn't save, and with two people bearing down on him, kept a firm grip. Well, he must have had an eye on Kevin Bartlett and Gary Lund bearing down on him. What a powerful run by Phil Turner, County's captain. Brightwell up from right back. Harper for Brightwell, good turn of pace by the full-back. Chipped up, Allen! Instinctive run by Clive Allen. That's the man who once scored 49 goals in a season for Spurs. His anticipation was perfect, but a great turn of heel by Ian Brightwell. Well, we knew he was an athlete, didn't we? Allen's glancing header, but again over the bar.
Please remain where you are.
Redmond organises the back four. Harris won the header. Megson, the City. Put it out to Harper. Will beat Harding. Redmond. Poynton. Redmond's continued to go forward. Here he is, well found by Poynton. City's captain. Blocked by Palmer. City corner. Under 3 minutes to play. And Mark Ward will take it. Cherry got a hand to it. Didn't get it out of the area, and it was taken away from Steve Redmond. Harper, dispossessed by O'Riordan, and County appeal for the throw, and they get it. And O'Riordan wants to hurry. Turner chesting it down for Bartlett. He'll get there. Oh, Coton. And they haven't cleared it. Surely now. It's in. It's Gary Lund. It had to come, and it's fallen to Notts County. It's the 89th minute, and no wonder Steve Cherry celebrates. He's kept his side in the cup tie with some fine saves, and inevitably it was the pace of Kevin Bartlett that brought it about. Coton was quickly off his line, but there was nothing he could do. A fortunate rebound, and Gary Lund in because the regular man, Regis, is cup-tied, has got a crucial goal. Bartlett's always going to win this race, but he misses the ball. It hits Coton's knees. The attempted clearance falls beautifully for Gary Lund. 1-0 Notts County. And less than 60 seconds to play. Lund's 5th goal of the season, and City have made a quick substitution. Looks like Harper's the man who's gone off, and little Adrian Heath has come on. Here he is. Well, City are behind in the FA Cup for the first time this season, and Neil Warnock has seen his bright, young, naive, as he calls them, second division side take the lead against first division Manchester City with the game in stoppage time. Well, what a difference a year makes. Last season, Notts County lost in the first round at Doncaster as a third division side. Now in the second division, within a few seconds of a place in the 6th round. Redmond. 2 minutes of stoppage time. And City awarded a free kick. Well, what a desperate disappointment it would be for Notts County if they allowed City to steal an equaliser in stoppage time. Followed by Ward. Cherry's come off his line, he's missed it. Redmond is still in play. Quinn off the woodwork and away finally by Harding, I think. And it isn't going to be City's day, and it isn't going to be Niall Quinn's day. He's hit the woodwork for the second time in the second half. The free kick by Ward. Cherry missed it. Everybody lost it. It was kept in the air by Redmond, and then Quinn, using all 6 feet 4 inches, won the header and crashed it against the crossbar. And there's the whistle. Notts County have put Manchester City out of the FA Cup right at the last few seconds. Slaps on the back for Steve Cherry and for all County's players. And with so many goal-scoring chances, maybe in retrospect they scored at the right time, because it left City with no chance to come back at them. Final score here is Notts County 1, Manchester City 0.
Tony Gubbo commentating, it could have been about 5-5. Was there a suspicion of offside, do you think, about that goal?
Well, I think not necessarily in the build-up play. I think when you just see at the last minute when they get the ricochet and it goes across and Gary Lunds tacks it away, you'll see Kevin Bartlett, who's fallen over when he collided with Coton. Here, as you see, Kevin Bartlett has run through, and in fact he lunges it and he doesn't get a touch, and it goes off Coton. And I think it's Neil Point there. That's right, tries to hook it clear then, and Phil Turner, who had an excellent game, deflects it across the goal. And as Lund tucks it in, of course, Tony Coton is beyond Kevin Bartlett, who, you know, to say, really in this situation. That one there, of course, a ricochet coming out. Alan Harper's shot. And look at that in the back of his heel. Now, at this stage, Steve Cherry hasn't got a clue where the ball is. Niall Quinn comes in, goes back off the post, and Steve Cherry at that moment thinking, I think it's going to be my day, because there it is back in his hand. And of course he had that little escape just at the end there where Niall Quinn headed against the crossbar.
He had the most extreme. He won't have a day like that again, will he?
Well, it was an amazing cup tie. I mean, really, it kept everyone spellbound. And Peter Reid probably sitting at home this evening wondering how on earth they were goalless.
Yeah. But to finish the point about the offside, it was strictly offside, but you thought the referee was right in not giving it.
Yeah. You know, when you get that, the goalkeeper's sort of beyond, in fact, the forward. I mean, he's just picked himself up, and Lund tucks it away. And of course, there's only one defender, that's Brightwell, on the goal line. So strictly speaking, technically it's offside, but I don't think really it affected the goal. Man City might not agree, but
they won't. Well, our next cup tie is third division against second, and two clubs both in promotion contention. Cambridge United against Sheffield Wednesday.